I have repeatedly said in my videos that I like transparent technology. Some of my most favorite YouTube videos are transparent mods for various popular techniques from Zach from the Jerry Rick Every channel. These are videos in which a guy makes transparent the cases of smartphones or other equipment, whether the front or back part. For me it's just a buzz. And all the more fun for me is the technique, which has a transparent case initially, like the Acefast T8 headphones. And also, since you have already seen the cover of this video and its name, you probably already clearly understand that these headphones not only have a transparent case, but also have a display. Yes, that's right, these are wireless headphones, and even with a display. And yes, the display shows the charge of each earphone separately and the charge of the case itself as a percentage. Acefast call this display stereoscopic. I don't know why. You can leave your versions in the comments to this review. Well, these headphones are also interesting in the presence of different color solutions, which also have illumination of internal components in the case. It's just a beautiful and exciting solution for me personally. When ordering, I chose such a dark case with such a backlight. Please note, in addition to the case illumination, there is also an LED on each earphone that shows connection and charging. By the way, relatively recently, a review of the model of this brand has already been published on my channel. It was a model like this TI6. If you haven't seen it, take a look. And now Acefast has updated its lineup and I already have, as you know, a new TI8 in my hands. Let's get to know them better. I have been using them for about a month now and at the end of the review I will definitely tell you whether it is worth buying them and for what reason. By the way, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel. It's absolutely free for you and will help my channel a lot. And watch other reviews on my channel too, please don't forget. The Acefast T8 model, like its predecessor, also comes in a beautiful package, which is clearly not ashamed to give. Only, unfortunately, my box suffered at the hands of the post office or customs, and I received a box with a hole. But the headphones themselves and the kit were absolutely not damaged, which I was very happy about. Inside the box, the headphone case and the wireless headphones themselves are immediately visible. And then, disassembling the packaging, the owner, I think, will be glad to find not only a set of additional ear pads, but also a cool silicone case with a soft touch surface and even a cord for headphones. I also paid attention to the very soft charging cables. It's cool, and the fact that the instructions even have a translation into our Ukrainian language. This is also very cool. The silicone case for the headphone case is absolutely not in vain, because the design of the headphones is such that they are absolutely always open and accessible so that they can be quickly removed from the case. But in the same way, they are also a little easier to lose, despite the fact that the magnet that holds them in the case is quite powerful. So, it is the silicone case that will help the headphones to stay more securely inside the case and not accidentally fly out of it. The battery case itself has become noticeably larger than that of the Model T6, and it is not so tiny as it was with the 6th model. And I thought that the reason for the increase in size is the increase in battery capacity. But no, the battery in the case has become even a little smaller. It was 500 mAh, and it became 480 mAh. But the built-in battery of each earphone received a small increase. The T6 model had 40 mAh, and the T8 each earpiece received 45 mAh. But, of course, it is not the numbers themselves that are important, but the real indicator of autonomy. And I'll tell you this, I applied myself to testing headphones properly and I can safely say that they have really good autonomy. It's up to 7 hours of work on a single charge of headphones and up to 30 hours with additional charging from the case. I will say right away that I did not use headphones at full volume. I checked the autonomy at about an average volume level and a little higher, but the autonomy here is just great. It is very similar and most likely even exactly corresponds to the stated one. And one more important point that I noticed. The headphones don't have a charge leak when they just lie in the case for a long time and you don't use them. It so happened that I did not use headphones for a long time, and the charge did not decrease completely in a week. I didn't notice any significant decrease in charge, as it was a little less than half the charge, so a week later I see 47% of the charge in the case. This is a really good indicator, which perfectly characterizes the headphones. An important point is the technical characteristics. The headphones received a newer Bluetooth 5.3, perhaps because there are lower energy costs even with a smaller battery case. The headphones support standard codecs for audio transmission. These are from the BBC and the ABC. That is, there is no high-detail sound support here, but they are compatible with both Apple devices and Android devices. For example, I use them not only with smartphones, but also with my smart TV, which works on Android TV. The frequency range of headphones is very standard from 20 Hz to 20 kHz. This seems to be no fiction, but in fact, the headphones use a double diaphragm with a decent sized diameter of 10 and 6 mm. The new 8 sound noticeably more voluminous and large scale. The presence of a double diaphragm still really affected the transmission of this volume of sound. And in general, the sound of the new headphones has noticeably improved for me in comparison with the T6 model, although it also sounded very good. As always in my reviews, I show you a sound delay test. Here my words or comments are superfluous, just look and listen to this test. As for the reception range, there is no fiction here. The declared reception range is up to 10 meters. I note that only at a far distance from the signal source, a slight synchronization of sound can occur between the right and left ears. But this is definitely not a disadvantage. This can happen in any headphones when there are obstacles or a long distance from the signal source. It also seemed important to me that the headphones connect seamlessly. For example, if you listen to one earphone, and then took out the second one from the case, then the signal interruption will not occur. Or, for example, on the contrary, when you hide one earphone in a case. The headphones have touch controls, and for a fairly affordable model, this is a really good advantage. Here you can stop and start playback. This is a double touch of any earphone. Rewinding back and forth is a triple touch of the left or right earphone. And there's even volume control. One touch of the right is louder, one touch of the left is quieter. So the possibilities of controlling playback with headphones are really very cool, but there are two buts here. First, it was quite difficult for me to control playback using sensors. This control has not always worked consistently, at least for me. Well, the second is the signals that sound in the headphones. It seemed to me that they were too loud, they sound almost at maximum volume. It hits the ears unpleasantly, and it was about the same with the T6 model. I hope Acefast will hear me and fix this. Dear Acefast, we need to fix this, the signals in the headphones are too loud. Of the important things, I probably just didn't tell you about how headphones behave when talking, when making a phone call using these headphones. And instead of 1,000 words, I'll just let you listen to a recording of a phone conversation from these headphones. Well, let's check the quality of communication. I'm making a call through these headphones right now, and you can listen to how the person who is on the other end of the wire can hear me. That is, about this way your interlocutor will hear you. Tell us in the comments how you hear the sound that is transmitted through headphones, through the mobile network to your interlocutor. You can listen to how these headphones behave when you use them as a headset. With impressions in the comments, it is mandatory, do not be silent. So, it's time to draw conclusions. Is it worth buying these headphones? They are definitely worth buying for the sake of really cool autonomy and really nice good sound. In my opinion, they are definitely worth buying if you are not interested in such advanced features as, for example, active noise reduction or sound transparency mode. Such chips are often found in cooler, more expensive branded models. Personally, only the automatic pause function was not enough for me here. This is when a track or video is automatically paused when you pull the earphone out of your ear. Also, the shape of these headphones didn't really suit me personally, they don't sit very comfortably in my ears, unlike the previous T6 model. These ones sat just perfectly, as in cast, but unfortunately I was not so lucky with the novelty. But this is a very individual question. Well, the sound of the T8 model itself, of course, I liked much more, although the Ti6 model sounded quite decent. How do I feel about the display on the case? In short, the display is a cool feature and it's always nice to see the exact residual charge of your headphones. That, of course, if the headphones do not have, for example, an application on a smartphone, it is usually impossible to know for sure, but here you always see very accurately both the charge of each earphone and the charge of the case in general with an accuracy of 1%. I will also note that these headphones are not exactly cheap, and if I were you, I would look for some coupons, you know, as on AliExpress there are some coupons of today, or coupons for the purchase of a certain amount. And, of course, I would have collected different coins, which will also make the price of these headphones more pleasant, because initially they are not worth sky-high money, of course, but they are not super cheap. Still, there is quite a cool sound and cool autonomy, plus the latest version of Bluetooth 5.3. All this makes them, of course, not just super cheap headphones. Without any discounts, coupons and coins, buying them is probably quite expensive. How do you like these headphones? Tell us about your impressions in the comments, watch my other videos and be sure to subscribe to the channel. Until new videos.